Hey guys, what up? It's at what up? What's up? It is episode 5, so chapter 5 of RWBY volume 5. This one is necessary sacrifices, which would make me nervous even if I didn't have some of the spoilers that I have. So what few spoilers that I do have is that I think Penny and Pyrrha are discussed at one point. That's all I know about this. I'm also concerned for Ilya because the one is Fennec and Corsic, with the background of like the person who looks a lot like them, and I'm guessing is like the White Fang religious leader potentially that we see in the opening, and Ilya's there, and necessary sacrifices, she's already their scapegoat, so I'm a little bit concerned for my girl. I'm also concerned to hear about Pierre and Nikos again. I'm just generally nervous for this because I don't think we won't be going back to Yang until chapter 6, just with how the thumbnails looked, but I'm eager to see what happens, and by eager I mean terrified. So I'm just gonna jump into this and see. Okay, it is working properly.
Back to the fairy tale, back to the show, back to the wall, and there's nowhere to go. Hopelessly desperate, all passing birds. Things looking bleak, yeah, they're bound to get worse.
That was just me during my finals week. Things are looking bleak now, and they're bound to get worse. Crowd, bitch. He's doing his best. Oh, I forgot Lionheart's a thing. Are we gonna see more of Adam? Oh, we probably see a lot of Blake. We haven't seen Blake last episode. I'm intrigued and also concerned. Political stalemates. Oh, but if we're also having that conflict with Raven, then it's actually possible that she would want to go over with Cinder. And that guy was the one that was showing up in the thumbnail, and I'm concerned. What does it mean by a necessary sacrifice? Does Ozpin say that to them? Because that is the wrong thing to say to any member of Team Ranger. Because RWBY actually saw them die. Like, the rest of Rangers saw Penny, but RWBY saw Pyrrha. Like, that's different. Like, I never realized it looks like Weiss is wearing tights in half the shots. Okay. Fear. Mistral.
Okay. Are you ready?
4?
I've beat up on giant monsters and robots more than once. I think I can handle getting a few signatures.
Was it a petition?
Your chieftain needs you. Your people need you. Please, join the fight and help us save Haven Academy.
She looks so timid and scared.
Are you kidding me? We'd love to have someone with your skills on our side.
Mata. Get back inside.
Mom.
You're not going anywhere.
This is bad that I kind of want Ilya to show up and just be like, offer it and just like say her name.
Huh?
Eh? Just chop down the tree he's on. Do it. Uh-oh. Yeah, oh. Merpeople Faunus! They talked about it during the commentary. I didn't know it was an actual thing. Oh, the sad cat ears, no.
I don't get it! How can they just sit around and do nothing with the White Fang getting ready to attack?
Because not everyone is like you and me. The Faunus here in Menagerie, the ones that weren't born on the island, moved here because they were tired of fighting, of having to struggle constantly. Menagerie is filled with people that just want to be left alone. And here we are asking them to put the rest of the world before themselves.
I guess I never really thought about it like that.
The problem is, whatever happens at Haven is going to affect them whether they like it or not. If Adam gets his way and Haven falls, it's only going to make things worse for the Faunus. Everywhere.
Adam. He's the guy you used to
Oh my
work
god.
with?
Yes.
Sorry. Forget I brought it up.
No, it's okay. Have you ever met someone and thought to yourself, they are the personification of this word?
Yes.
Okay, well, I remember getting to know Ruby and thinking, this girl is the embodiment of purity. After a while, I saw Weiss was defiance, and Yang was strength.
What am I?
Jury's still out on that one, but I'm leaning towards Ernest. At first, I thought Adam was justice. Then I thought he was passion. But over time, I realized I was wrong. He wasn't any of those things. He was spite. Not hatred, not rage, spite. He won't accept equality, only suffering for what he feels the world did to him. And his way of thinking is dangerously contagious. That's what worries me about Ilya. She's not like Adam, not yet at least. But I don't know how long that will last.
She was your friend, huh?
She was. Her chameleon traits meant she could pass as human. She could have lived a normal life if she wanted. But she didn't. I always admired that. She lost her family in a mining accident when she was young, and she joined the White Fang. Like me, she was more or less trained on the road alongside other Faunus. She learned to survive, to defend herself. But as people like Sienna and Adam started to gain a following, she became more dangerous. I guess I did too. My parents tried to get me to leave with them, but I refused. I had Adam and Ilya, after all.
You know we're going to have to face her eventually.
I know.
So, what are you gonna do?
It's Blake's new theme.
I'm going to try and help her the way you helped me. You showed me that sometimes you need to be there for a friend, even when they don't want you to be. I was drowning in guilt and fear. I tried to push you away, but you didn't give up on me. And I can't give up on Ilya. It's about time I saved my friends for once.
I'm proud of you! You're trying.
You're really getting better, huh? Are you hungry? It's almost dinner time.
Yeah. That sounds good. I was about to call it a night anyway.
So, you've never fought before?
Just the occasional small grim. Nothing like this, though.
Wow, you look like a natural.
Awesome.
Strange. I've only had this cane for a few weeks, but I feel like I've had it for a lifetime. Longer, even. I sound like a crazy person.
I mean, yeah, just a little. But at this pace, you'll be combat ready in no time.
I am combat.
Well, I'll see you upstairs.
How do you handle all of this?
What do you mean?
I'm scared. I'm more scared than I've ever been in my life. Than I ever thought was possible. I always knew that I wanted to be more than a farmhand, but this? Who would ask for this?
We all went to Beacon because we wanted to help people. But you're right. None of us asked for this either. We just have to press on and
How
hope.
can you be so confident? People have tried to kill you. The world's about to go to war all over again. How are you okay with any of this?
She's not.
When Beacon fell, I lost two of my friends. Penny Polandina and Pira Nikos. I didn't know them for very long, but that doesn't change the fact that they were two of the most kind-hearted people I'd ever met. But that didn't save them. Pira thought that if there was even the smallest chance of helping someone,
that it was a chance worth taking. And because of that, she died fighting a battle she knew she couldn't win. And Penny was killed just to make a statement.
I'm sorry.
I am scared. But not just for me. What happened at Beacon shows that Salem doesn't care if you're standing against her or not. She'll kill anybody. And that scares me most of all. Pyrrha, Penny, I'd be lying if I said that it didn't hurt. That I didn't think about them every day since I lost them. That I didn't wish I had spent more time with them. If it had been me instead, I know they would have kept fighting too. No matter how dangerous it was. So that's what I choose to do. To keep moving forward. Come on. If we don't hurry, Nora's gonna eat everything. It wouldn't be the first time. Hey, Oscar. This isn't gonna be easy. But the fact that you're even trying says a lot about you. You're braver than you think.
She really is remarkable, isn't she?
Yeah. She must have been one of the best huntresses at Beacon, huh?
In some ways, yes. But in many others, no. She has her quirks, her faults, just like everyone else. But she also possesses something unquantifiable, a spark that can inspire others even in the darkest of times.
Mysterious and a simple soul.
This must be really hard on her, too.
It most assuredly is.
Your thoughts?
Are of no significance. If this is how High Leader Taurus wishes to proceed, then we shall make it so.
Of course, brother. Still.
Come in.
Ilya.
Sister Ilya, thank you for meeting with us.
How may I be of assistance?
Please, stand. We have wonderful news.
What is it?
We finally received a message from the Mistral Brotherhood. The operation was a success. Adam Taurus has claimed his place as the High Leader of the White Fang.
Good. And Sienna?
Buried with honor. The other branches of the Fang have been given the story that was agreed upon.
A necessary sacrifice. We won't forget everything she did for us.
Indeed.
Your maturity and understanding in regards to this matter is appreciated, and it is why we've summoned you here this evening.
The White Fang is experiencing a transitional period.
Oh no.
Growth requires change.
And change can be painful.
Oh no.
If it's for the betterment of the Faunus, then it's a pain we can endure. What's our next mission?
Containment. With the CCT tower still inoperable, we have the luxury of control over the flow of information.
News of Adam's ascension has yet to reach Menagerie, but when it does, the citizens of Kuokawana will undoubtedly react poorly now that the chieftain has spoken out against us.
It's my fault the Belladonnas had any ground to stand on.
Do not concern yourself with past failures, Ilya. Focus on the future. We have an opportunity for redemption.
What do you need me to do?
The Belladonnas are the only remaining threat to Adam's assault on Haven Academy.
And so, they must be silenced.
Silenced?
Like Sienna, they stand in the way of true progress for our people.
We would never put such a burden on you alone, of course. Your brothers and sisters will be at your side. but your relationship with their daughter makes you an integral part of this operation.
Blake?
We know how close you were with young Blake. Rest assured, High Leader Taurus has requested she be taken alive, but we cannot risk having her present to defend her family.
But the people of Menagerie...
We'll come to understand what happens to those who speak out against the White Fang.
And we'll be left without a leader until our victory is complete.
A necessary sacrifice, Sister Elia.
She's right to worry about the citizens. It's possible they may come to see Gira as a martyr.
Ooh.
It is a risk we must take
It's really
for
not.
our High Leader.
I will not allow them to ruin this! The Belladonna name has brought me nothing but grief! You've done well in finding the deserter. Bring her to me alive. But not before you've slaughtered her family. I have a promise to keep.
He seems unwell.
He carries with him a tremendous burden.
Are we sure he is the one to lead us?
For now, we must do what is best for the Faunus. Yes?
Please.
Brother Yuma, did you see Tagira's messenger?
Holy shit.
He rests beneath the waves, along with his warning.
Oof.
Then all is well.
So that's the design that's on the Well then. Shit. This episode found a way to find my favorite character and my living favorite character and put them both at risk. Put them both in situations of concern. It's not surprising that Oscar is afraid. I can't, growing up, people who do art, usually, you dream of fairy tales, you want to be one of the heroes for the books, but, you kind of get there, you don't really realize how much that those stakes affect you. I still have no grasp of what it could be. But I'm glad they're showing that rawness to him. That he wanted more to his life, like any 14-year-old does. But that doesn't mean that he wanted this. That he wanted people to be at risk, to have to work constantly for the fear of not even being able to keep yourself alive. And Blake, I understand what she means with personification of words. It's a similar kind of method that I have with people. And I like what she had for all of Team RWBY: purity, defiance, and strength. And they all fit them so well, because RWBY believes the best in everyone despite everything that she's seen. She's still trying her best to help everyone. And then Weiss, her whole life has been subtle acts of defiance whenever she could, until it got to a point where she either had to defy her father or just remain complacent forever, and she made that choice. And Yang is strength. She's not only a strong, heavy hitter, but she's strong to put herself out again, despite her fears. And to keep going despite everything that she's been through. That takes a whole other kind of strength. So for Adam to be Spite... Spite is an interesting thing. It is stronger than I think a lot of people realize. It's complicated. It's more of a reflection of yourself than anyone else. You could argue that Weiss does her things out of spite. Despite her father, she does this, but it's not so much. She's defying her father to be better than him. Spite is difficult. It's personal. It's more of a, fuck you, because you said this, I'll do this. It's reactionary to a point until everything you do becomes an action of spite. And it's something that can grab a hold of you and not really let go. So for Adam to be Spite, I think is very telling. We already know a lot about him. From his obsession with Blake and his desire to make the human race submissive. Everything is an act of revenge. Everything is done because someone told him that he couldn't do it. Because someone denied him something. And someone who's desperate to prove someone wrong is dangerous. And I'm concerned about Ilya. It's very clear she doesn't want to hurt them. She doesn't, she'd do a lot of things for the White Fang, but the Belladonnas, she grew up with Blake after her parents died. She trained with Blake. They were best friends, if not anything else. And so while she wouldn't be killing Blake, she'd be killing the closest thing she had to a family after that. When her parents died, it's like she had Blake and she had Gira and Kali. That was her family. Killing them would be similar to killing her own parents, even if she isn't agreeing with the things that they're saying. And this is what Blake was talking about. This is her tipping point. This is where she decides, is she gonna stay with the White Fang? Or is she gonna recognize that what they're doing isn't right? That it's a necessary sacrifice. And the thing is, they know that she's uneasy. That's why they sent her with other people. I think they're gonna have her try to lure Blake out, so that Blake isn't there when they storm their house and kill her parents. Blake could take it as an opportunity to try to talk to her, try to talk her down, and the entire time Ilya would know that the longer they're there, the closer her parents are to being dead. So I'm interested to see where that goes, because I could see Ilya having a redemption arc, and I would like that, but I can also see for the sake of a story, her not having one, because she is such a direct parallel to Blake. She and Blake are foils. Blake left when things became that way. Ilya stayed. If she stayed further, she would become just like Blake, vengeful and doing her best to fight everyone and stand up for what she believed in, even if she wasn't sure of herself, but for the White Fang. So I'm interested to see where that goes, because I genuinely don't know. I have a feeling that she's not going to get a redemption, but I can hope. I think that Blake's going to ultimately talk to her and just be like, you can't keep doing this, and Ilya's just going to be like, wordlessly, just leave, go home. It's not too late, please. But also winged Faunus, nice. And people were talking about that a lot. Also, people with the fins, I liked that. I liked that a lot. That was a very nice touch, because I know that, I think it actually was Aaron Zach who was talking about it during one of the voice actress commentaries. It was like, oh man, do you think that's our Brew People Faunus? And it was really cool. But Ruby and Oscar's conversation, I'm glad that they're bringing it up. A lot with what happened to Penny and Pyrrha has been reflected through Jean, which makes sense. Jean was Pyrrha's love interest, she was on his team, but it's also important to remember that RWBY was there for that. That Pyrrha and RWBY, while they didn't have too much time together, were friends. That of all of them, RWBY was the one who was too late, who arrived on the roof just in time to see her die, who managed to get away from Mercury after trying to stop the fight just in time to see Penny be torn apart. She has the same grief he does, if not more, but she's not letting it become rage. She's trying to keep moving forward, and for Oscar to imply that how could she ignore all of this, all the people trying to kill them, all of the loss, I'm really glad that she was able to say that she's not ignoring it. She's doing her best. She's just doing everything she can to honor who they are and what they died for. Because they were unnecessary sacrifices. They didn't have to die. Penny was killed to prove a point. And Pyrrha, because she would do anything to help, anything to keep her friends safe, even fighting a battle she knew she couldn't win. And for RWBY, someone who is the embodiment of purity, that isn't just gonna become something that happens and she forgets about. Pyrrha's death was an act of selflessness and genuine compassion and love. They both saw only the good in the world and were doing their best to help, and because of that, despite all of their abilities, despite all of their training, they died. They failed. And RWBY's not gonna let that go away. She's not gonna let them be footnotes in a history book, because they weren't. Beacon, Pyrrha, Penny, they are the reason why she's out fighting so hard, why she left her family, trekked halfway across a continent, not even knowing how long it would take on a whim, because she knows that she has to do something. Because she has to keep moving forward. It's really all any of us can do. I'm gonna call it there. I don't think I'm gonna do episode 6. I'm kind of really emotionally drained from that. I swear to God, though, I thought when Ozpin started talking to Oscar, I swear to God, if Ozpin had been the one to say that it was a necessary sacrifice, if he had said those words, I swear to God, I don't know what I would have done. I hope you guys enjoy these 2 videos. Chapter 6 will be up on time, but I will see you guys next week.